Good day, everybody. In this demo, the continuous integration and continuous deployment of the developed application and test case execution will be demoed. The Azure Pipeline CI or CD system is an automated quality and deployment process. When developers commit code, the pipeline automatically kicks off and compiles both the backend server and front-end website, then runs comprehensive tests to catch bugs before anything goes live. The code is automatically deployed to 3 environments: integration, UAT, and prod in sequence. At each stage, the system performs automated health checks and executes the unit, integration, and end-to-end test cases. The entire process is fully automated and audited. I have made code updates and I am pushing the code base to Azure repository via Git. The pipeline has started the execution. First, the build stage has been completed. Next, the deploy to int is in execution. The health check steps in the deploy to int has been completed, and the cram-int.com and api-int.com are up and running. Next, the postman execution is complete. Now deployed to UAT has been completed and the playwright test execution has begun. The 3 scenarios such as end-to-end test cases for web and mobile and the edge test cases are executed parallelly in 3 workers. Currently, the mobile and edge scenarios is displayed in the screen. There are 5 test cases in edge test case. The second test case in edge test is being executed, and the mobile end-to-end test cases execution are displayed in the screen. The second test execution is JWT.token expired edge test case. Here the user is logged in, and after the logging in of the user, through interception the JWT token is updated as expired, and the application displays the message token expired. The third test execution is API server offline mode edge test case. Here the user is logged in, and after the logging in of the user, through interception the API server is turned to offline status, and the application displays the API server is offline. The fourth test execution is missing required fields edge test case. Here the user is logged in, and after the logging in of the user, a client is created without any data keyed in, and the application displays the message that the name field is required. The fifth test execution, unauthorized access edge test case. Here the user is logged in, and after the logging in of the user, through interception the user authorization is reverted, and the application displays the message unauthorized access. Now the edge test case is complete, and the end-to-end test cases of mobile and web are executed parallelly. Navigation occurs to the project's module. Here the details are keyed in, and the project is created with the status in progress. In the project module, the created projects has the in progress status. Automation test script navigates to the tasks module. Here the details are keyed in, and the task is created with the status in progress. In the task module, the created task has the in progress status. Navigation takes place to the invoices module. Here invoice is created with status draft and with a due date. When the Create Invoice button is clicked, an error is displayed and it is specific to automation test script, hence the client detail are selected again. Here the revenue with unpaid column with 3,000 euros is updated. In the Invoices module, created invoice is edited, and the status is updated to the mark is paid. In the Invoice module, the revenue status of paid is updated to 3,000 euros. Now navigation takes to the Dashboard module. Here all the data such as client, project, invoices, task, revenue are all validated. Now deployment to production is in progress. Let us review the pipeline execution. These are the details of the backend unit test cases and the is-published results details. These are the details of the front-end unit test case and the is-published results details. In deploy to int, these are details of the health check. These are details of Postman integration test cases execution result and the is published results details. In deploy to UAT, these are details of the health check. These are details of Playwright end-to-end and edge test cases execution result and the is published results details. In the deploy to prod, these are the details of the backend and frontend in various environment deployed details. These are the details of the smoke test results. It displays the message that the backend and front-end server are deployed successfully to API.com and CRM.com respectively. This is the flowchart view of the pipeline. In the build application, the build step was successful. In the deploy to int deployment and Postman test cases execution was successful. In the deploy to UAT, the UAT deployment and Playwright test cases execution was successful. In the deploy to prod, the production deployment was successful. In test tab or module, all the test cases were passed. The details of the Playwright, Postman, backend, and front-end test cases are displayed here. In the environment module or tab, the environments where the application was deployed was displayed. Though the health and smoke test were executed, let us navigate to application in all the deployed environment and check the status. The first is the int environment, and here the application is up and running, and the basic navigations are successful. Here navigation to all modules and view operation is performed. The second is the UAT environment, and here the application is up and running, and the basic navigations are successful. Here navigation to all modules and view operation is performed. Finally, this is the production environment, and here the application is up and running, and the basic navigations are successful. Here navigation to all modules and view operation is performed. This concludes the demo. Here we have the continuous integration and continuous deployment of the developed application and execution of various tests, such as unit, integration, and end-to-end test cases. In this demo series, it has been illustrated that the developed application's functionalities unit tests using VTest, integration tests using the Postman, end-to-end test using Playwright execution, and continuous integration and continuous deployment were demoed. Thanks for your time, and thanks for watching.